Hello there, how are you doing? So I am greatly afflicted, and I am here to tell you why I'm afflicted. Spiritually just lambasted by entities, dark ones, trying to return me back to TikTok. So, I have noticed across the planet that Christians who have got TikTok channels, or accounts, I guess we shall call them accounts if they're on TikTok, I have gauged that they tend to have a dump and dive strategy. Essentially, they just upload the content and get the step in. They rarely read comments. They just get out of there real fast. It's this place where fish out whoever you can and leave, because it's not healthy for you to sit inside TikTok. And I'm here to just kind of speak about that, because the devil, you know, when you've made a decision, how sometimes as a Christian you can confirm that it was from Jesus Christ of Nazareth, is when Satan wants you to bounce back to that decision, to basically revert it, make it do a little bit of a 180 and change its mind. When the devil wants you to repent from a decision you've made, you know it's not a good decision to repent. It is rather better to stick around in the decision you made at all in the first place. Satan is trying to cause me to repent from walking away from TikTok. I will let you guys know of the dream just yet, but not before I give you a little bit of an understanding as to what's going on that ravenously beastly platform that is essentially taking away the souls of man unbeknownst to themselves, but they can't tell that something awry has hit the walls in there. Anyway, TikTok, unlike YouTube, does not care what you prefer. It has likely the intelligence and the smarts to stop recommending certain content to you, yet it chooses not to embrace those smarts and that intelligence on your behalf. On YouTube, you can literally cure yourself from an addiction, and YouTube will respect that you are now a reformed addict. So let me give an example as to what I mean by that. I used to watch a lot of dance videos on YouTube, secular dance, because I come from a dark time where I was dancing to secular music in a very secular way, just to exercise and to overcome the sorrow that I'm in. But God convicted me that it has opened some kind of a door, a portal of sorts, that witches are able to just do their bidding, their whatever they want to do, all up in my grill. Large random entities in my space cause me sleeplessness, and me wonder why, oh why am I struggling in spiritual war to conquer this particular thing. And the Lord was like, it's because you won't stop twerking. So we stopped twerking. Nonetheless, prior to stopping twerking of which is excellent for your glutes, because it's like a whole bunch of squatting, but you really gotta just do a regular squat, you'll be okay. Yeah, that's why I was all up in that business, but in order for me to continue in that fashion, I would then go and study various choreographers across the planet as they were doing their dancing thing, and many of them were very worldly. And these choreographers, upon me watching one, YouTube would be like, she likes watching this content, and so it would recommend to me another, and another, and another. So you would find alongside my Christian content that is being recommended me, because I was busy watching Aliyah Janelle on the left and the two preachers on the right. I would then get a whole bunch of like Christian content on my landing recommended videos page based on my needs and my preferences. And then there would be this like naked little girl that is squatted, showing us her butt cheeks wearing bum shorts. And it's just like, why in the world is this information, or is this kind of footage chilling right next door to Paul Washer? Alrighty, and then I started to think about lukewarmness and hanging out on the fence, straddling it. People who are neither hot nor cold. And I started to also think about the fact that Christ said no servant can serve two masters, not three, not four, just one. You will either love the one or hate the other. That ambivalence in my spirit was wreaking havoc therein, and people were able to just literally slide spiritually and proverbially so into my cosmic DMs, I.E. They were able to slide into the spiritual space around me and essentially afflict me with demon attack. So I was like, oh, it sucks. I really love exercising. I guess I'm gonna have to find a different way to do it. And I'm gonna have to overcome this addiction to dance to keep my body fit. I'll find another way around this. Literally, there are so many ways to exercise without dishonoring God. So I deliberately embarked on a mission to purge the dark content from beside me. Not so much by deliberately like doing away with dark content, but I just stopped watching it, so it would continue to be there on my landing page. I'd get recommended some choreographer, likely from the US, and I would just like not watch them, or I would say do not recommend this channel, and all I would click on for a couple of weeks from that stage or point, even days, would be content that is edifying, i.e. believer content, Christian content. And lo and behold, after a couple of days, a couple of weeks of clicking on nothing but Christian content, YouTube got it. YouTube got it. They were like, oh, she attended Internet Cyberholics Anonymous, and she is sober now for 10 days. So I guess let's just leave her alone and stop dangling drugs in her face. So they stopped dangling lascivious content in my face, and so now my refreshed page on YouTube perpetually is ever gazing upon me with nothing but God content. Believers. So much so does YouTube know that I am a Christian, that even when I sign out of my one account, because I've got 3, I did let you guys know that I've been starting new channels because of attack on my previous ones. So when I'm going to my next channel, I sign out of the one and I enter into the other. I don't like for all of them to be signed in all at the same time, because I'm currently bereft with sorrow over the fact that my subscriber numbers have stopped growing overnight thanks to witchcraft. So when you switch from one YouTube channel to another, you are forced to see your subscriber count. So I have to sign out altogether, that I might not gaze upon any analytics at all. I've got coping strategies for my pain. Anyway, whatever. So I sign out entirely and then sign in again to my other channel, whichever one I'm getting into. Now, when you have signed out, YouTube does not know, for crying out loud, who exactly is looking at their videos from an outsider perspective, except they do know. These people with this information randomness all over the show, they try to pretend that they're not peeping toms into our lives just by simply you having your computer on, but you know they're peeping toms, okay? They're trying to get you to stick on their platform, to sign in and to subscribe, to be a member that is visible even by name and ID and all that jazz. So they kind of know who they're dealing with, and so to try and keep you hanging out in YouTube, that you might, since you have signed out, sign back in, please, Garabo, come back. They will then continue to pop and push forward to your general eyes that which you likely will continue to sign in concerning, and so boost the money-making power that YouTube is. Very well. So herein lies then the YouTube with Garabo having signed out, and it's still recommending from my signed out state Christian content. It does not, however, and it's actually, it does. The Christian content that it recommends to me also just so happens to be the kind of Christian content that I watch, despite being in a signed out mode. I could refresh this 20 times and it'll still recommend to me 20 times preachers and evangelists and believers across the world, disciples of Jesus Christ, that I tend to follow in a signed out mode, evidencing that they're watching us. Even if you sign out, they still know who's watching, okay? Just by mere virtue of coming from that IP address, and just by mere virtue of coming from from the same sort of kind of browser, they know that this is likely Garabo, and so let's just keep her lingering about us like an ant on rice. Yeah, let's keep her lingering about by showing her things that she definitely wants to sign back in concerning. So YouTube will continue to recommend or push to me a poor washer or something despite me being signed out, and it will not be recommending anything else. When you're signed out, you will also get videos that are viral across the world, like baby videos or people doing random things, but you will also get stuff that looks like what it is that you look at when you are signed in. That's YouTube. Let's move to the next part as we continue to have this chat.